Oh, this is awesome. I've got an actual real live podcast. I just did I did my first podcast.
I hear you. I hear you did, Bobby. How did it go for you, man?
I was a guest. It was awesome. I kicked Roger off, my personal assistant. Yeah. He was on, and then I took over. I just said, Roger. And so you got a great podcast. It's called Screw the Naysayers.
Right on, man. Yeah.
Right. So talk about that. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think this world is filled with too many people telling us we can't do what we want to do, Bobby. Eh? So
Damn right.
Yeah. So time for I like to say it this way: naysayers travel in packs. They like to gather around people and screw ideas. So I figure those of us that don't agree with it, we got to travel in packs too. And
that's a good idea.
So screw the naysayers. We're talking to people all over the world. And last month, I've talked to people in 5 continents, 7 countries, 8 countries.
That's great.
And they're all screwing the naysayers and encouraging others to do the same.
That's great. So how did you come up with the idea?
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I don't know whether you can see this, but this here is a picture on the front. You could relate as a bear. These are 2 sheep, but they're white, man? Just like you. They're skydiving. They're skydiving, and all their friends told them that sheep can't skydive, but they said screw it. The naysayers suck.
I've seen a couple sheep skydive in my life.
Have you? Yeah.
They're running from us. Because they were running from us.
Yeah, you were trying to get them, eh?
Yeah.
No, listen, man. Naysayers. There's so much negativity, and the series for 60 seconds. I mean, the thing that's really holding people back, in terms of living the kind of life they want, is lack of self-belief. And so I learned in my lifetime that the belief and support of one person. If one person says, Bobby, you could have the #1 podcast in the world if you wanted to, and you believe it, then you can that makes so much difference. If just one, you can tune out all the negativity. So we're just trying to give examples of people that, have overcome, people have told them they're crazy and they've faced insurmountable odds and all that kind of stuff. And heck, I mean, it's,
by the way, nothing wrong with being crazy. I mean, crazy.
Hey, look, you're only crazy until you're not.
That's right.
I mean, you get it. Right? I mean, you're crazy until you actually do it. And then everybody calls you up and says, Bobby, my man, I always knew you could do it. Way to go, buddy. It's like.
That's exactly right. I mean, I can tell you the truth. I mean, that's what this is all about. I mean, I just figured that if people could talk to the bear, then they could do whatever they want.
Yeah, actually, you're right, too. I mean, because I have to admit, I mean, compared to Roger, I think you're just a much, much better podcast host. I mean,
Well, that's okay. That's fine. Roger's okay. He's helped me. He got my start. But I'm getting more traction than him. That's what they say. And he's happy for me.
Well, that's it. You put energy out there in the world and good stuff comes back to you, I mean,
he's enjoying that I'm making some honey. So that's good. That's what it's all about here at Bobby the Bear Factories. We just we make some honey. We just make social media. We make social media not suck. That's what we do. That's kind
of there's a lot of social media out there that totally sucks, Bobby. So I thank you for doing that, man. I mean,
we got a lot of work ahead of us because there's a lot of crap out there.
You're not going to run out of things to do anytime soon.
That's true. Crap! I gotta go, but I want to talk more to you.
Run!
Bye.